The Oklahoma City Thunder have done pretty well in their first 10 games, but their performance has been a complete roller coaster ride. Even though Chet Holmgren isn't there, Thunder's defense has been great, but there are still some unresolved problems. It's difficult to say whether they've been doing well since the team seems pretty mismanaged. Let's look at the misfiring Thunder offense and then dive into how their defense is winning games. To start with, the balance in their team is not stable. Except for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the rest of the team has had trouble scoring the ball. You see, Gilgeous-Alexander averages 30.8 points per game and makes 55.7% of his shots from the field. To put this into perspective, about 28% of the Thunder's total points each night come from his scoring. Taking into account SGA's 5.8 assists per game, it's clear that he's the one who makes the team go. So when Shai doesn't play well, the Thunder's offense slows down and the other team starts to get ahead. This honestly shouldn't be the case on a team where the front office has put a lot of emphasis on making shots and passing the ball. We can see that because of this problem, Sam Presti has put a lot of effort into adding players who have a good feel for the game and who make other players better. Coming up, they need to be coached better. This season so far, Josh Giddey has had a hard time getting into a rhythm and getting along with Shai. It seems like there will never be a perfect fit between them. The thing is, Giddey's passing game works best when he's always moving, while Gilgeous-Alexander prefers to drive and kick. So you can see where the problem comes from. We can understand that it's hard to make an offense that works for both types of play, but still, the balance has been way off. It does seem like Giddey is just going through the motions in games and not making the most of his chances though. We blame some of the problems on coaching. It's time for Daigneault to go back to his playbook and run actions where cutters like Wiggins move off the ball. Even we can see that Josh's play is usually better when there's more going on. The other part of the fit question is about how athletic Giddey is. When he's dribbling, he stands and doesn't bend, and because of that, he moves slowly through screens and finds it hard to make the separation. Up next, should the positions be changed? Josh's agility will get better over time, but right now, it's hard for Coach Daigneault to use him as a secondary playmaker. This is because he's most valuable as the team's leader. In this role, he has the time and space to lead his teammates to make easy buckets. Making him the leader would mean taking Shai's eye off the ball more, and this is a more difficult subject for Daigneault to talk about. Gilgeous-Alexander is playing at an extremely high level, and he's also leading the Thunder to wins. He can easily make a strong case for why he should be the Thunder's main player and why the team would benefit from his style. So it honestly wouldn't be fair to take the ball away from him and give it to a player who's not doing well right now. Understandably, choosing a player for such an insanely important position can't be easy, but a change right now seems pretty necessary. Finally, what the coach could do to help the team perform better. There are some things that Daigneault can do to fix the offensive problems. The first is that Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey should come in at different times. Since Giddey is most comfortable running the offense, Daigneault should put the team in formations where Giddey is in charge. The other thing is to change the Thunder's system so that they play more east-west and less vertically. Josh Giddey is at his best when he's passing the ball across the court and moving it from the strong side to the weak side. Coach Daigneault could also look into side pick and rolls too, which would bring Josh closer to the basket and make it possible for him to make more sharp lateral passes. Giddey's speed and willingness to try new things catch teams off guard sometimes and get the Thunder's offense going in the right direction. Changing the playbook is a big step, but we think it's the best way to get the most out of Josh and truly bring out the best in him. Giddey may be a great shot creator, but for the Thunder to get going, he needs to play the right way and be in the right lineup. And now, let's learn more about how the Thunder's defense is winning games. First up, the Thunder has been catching up on the leaderboard. Oklahoma City has won 4 straight games for the first time since November of last year. The Thunder have worked hard and done well in the last few minutes of close games. They're also starting to win more games. Even though the season has just started, the Thunder are currently only 8th in the Western Conference. This is a big deal. We don't think they'll make the playoffs this year or anything, but their last few games have been really good. Oklahoma City beat the Clippers by a lot, and then Isaiah Joe saved the day against the Dallas Mavericks. They haven't won 4 straight games by playing weak teams as they did at the same time last year. Instead, OKC has won against 2 teams with legitimate hopes of winning the championship and a young team with similar talent. Their win over the Magic was a huge boost because it showed that they're professional enough to beat bad teams. It's the Thunder's good, tight defense that has helped them win these 4 games. As of right now, Oklahoma City is 5th in the NBA in terms of defensive rating. If you think about it, the work is impressive for a group whose average age is 23. Up next, some changes have worked in the Thunder's favor. It is common for NBA coaches to settle into a rotation at the beginning of the season and then make small changes here and there. This is a good way to do things because it gives units time to get to know each other and builds unity in specific lineups. Nick Nurse and Steve Kerr have made changes to their teams for certain playoff games, but it's rare for a coach to switch up the lineup every night during the regular season. Right now, Coach Daigneault is doing this, and it seems to be helping the Thunder. In the first one against the Clippers, Daigneault put Robinson, Earl, and Wiggins in the front court. When taken out of context, that pairing seems very strange, but taking into account the other options, Daigneault made the right choice. Again, he switched up the lineup for the game against the Mavericks. He put Pokusevski in the middle to start. This was a good move because when Pokusevski played center, the Thunder had the length to block shots from the weak side. This would prompt Luka to make the hard decisions. The Mavericks choose to have Luka and Christian Wood play at different times, which means that one player usually drives their offense. A big part of beating Dallas is slowing down Luka, and Daigneault's lineups helped the Thunder to do that. He had Dort bother Doncic, and then he had Bazley move around and help out in good ways. Finally, there's great potential in this team. During his first 3 years at Oklahoma, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did a good job on defense. Even though his contributions were good, he didn't have quite enough energy to play both ends of the court in a coordinated way. Last season, we did see Shai improve as a help defender though. Coach Daigneault liked it when Shai moved from the strong side to the middle because Gilgeous-Alexander's hands often made it hard for the other team offense to work. You could see how good Gilgeous-Alexander could be as a defender if he really locked in. Last season, SGA wasn't very good at the point of attack. He didn't always fight hard over screens, and he sometimes fought too slowly to get close to his target. This season has been very different, and he's been a great perimeter defender. Since this player is tall and quick, he can fight through screens without losing sight of his man. Shai's fundamentals aren't perfect, but he's athletic enough to keep up with anyone. He also knows how to use his speed to jump into passing lanes and catch passes that go astray. Shai averages 2.5 steals per game right now, and his pressure is helping the Thunder win games. Oklahoma City is trying to get people to make mistakes so they can score easily when they get out of it. SGA being so rowdy changes how the Thunder defend. The Thunder can now be more aggressive when trying to take advantage of mistakes made by the other team. And with that, we're done with this video. What are your thoughts on the Thunder's offense and defense in recent games? Tell us in the comment section below, give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.